Okay, so there we go. Here we are. I'm just going to be launching up this game. Welcome to my new series. Previously I received some feedback that the videos were a little bit too long, so here we go. Here's the Fat Rabbit week of the game, under 5 minutes. And today we are going to be looking at one of the recent TLC games I casted between Garbage Gaming and Kuala Lumpur Hunters. Usually the Malaysian TLC games, they don't really have much value in them. It's people just not really knowing what's happening, but I found this game particularly interesting. So for Garbage Gaming, here's the TLDR. They played a very hard engaged, very big focused composition against Kuala Lumpur Hunters, who powered through with the regular power picks in the current meta game, going for the Azure in the mid lane, Maokai in the top lane, as well as the Gragas and Jaeyoung on his signature Vayne. So Garbage Gaming in this game, they take a very large lead early on, but are unable to close out the game. And in fact, 3 Barons are taken in this game, with Kuala Lumpur Hunters taking 2 out of the 3 to make a complete comeback. So let's take a look at the game itself. I'm going to be jumping forward a little bit and over here. So this is going to be the level 1 setup. So what happens over here is actually that Jaeyoung, as well as the support, they decide to do the golems in this case instead of creating a freeze lane for themselves. And the Garbage Gaming squad, they are going to end up pushing the lane as well. So I actually feel that this works in Garbage Gaming's favor, which is why I felt that this was rather awkward and rather interesting from Kuala Lumpur Hunters, that they decided not to freeze the lane to let the Vayne farm up the major carry over here and stall up the game, and have 13 goals on Maokai, who doesn't really need a lot of farm, just let him fall behind, and they just simply let Jaeyoung get a hit in this case. But instead they go for the greedy play, they go for the golems in this case, and they wanted to go for a fast push, which they do not necessarily translate through as well. So one thing the Malaysian teams have to work on is getting these level 1 strategies down. The next thing that we are going to be looking at is the first snapshot of the game. So this is, I'm going to let the clip run over here. Let me find the timestamp. Okay, slightly before this. Okay, I'm going to reduce the volume slightly, and here we have Garbage Gaming. This is the strength of the composition. So they get the 2v2 over here, the Flash Lantern Gang, and they do get 2 kills right off the bat. The jungler nowhere to respond to that, and it's just multiple kills. 1, and here comes the second one. 2 kills over to Garbage Gaming, and this is the point of time where Garbage Gaming, they start to get these kills. The Kalista 3-0-0. This is where she starts to put on a lot of pressure and get a hit. And we're going to see this bottom lane tower drop later, and then they're going to be rotating towards the mid lane and taking all the outer turrets. So this is where it works in Garbage Gaming's favor, and I felt that this is where they executed well. Use your composition, get a hit, and pressure those advantages. So now the next point of time that we're going to be looking at is, say, 8 minutes later. Yeah, this is just a showcase of what this team composition can do over here. So if you notice over here, they have double teleports, 2 teleports on the side of Garbage Gaming, as well as the Destiny Gate combination coming in. So Jaeyoung just comes in over here, and Hackern respawns, teleports down to the tower, and Jaeyoung is going to be dying. Now this is just the strength of this. You can be half the map away and you can be engaging on someone split pushing the sidelines in the side lane. So this is something that if you want to run these type of compositions, or if you face a Twisted Fate composition, you have to be very careful about showing yourself in these side lanes over here, and have all your other members appearing on your opponent's vision as well, because this is such an easy picker for them. Multiple teleports come in, charges in, Destiny Gate comes in from the back, stuns him up, doesn't even stand a chance. Now, things start to go south for Garbage Gaming over here at about this point of time. They decide to start the Baron over here. My first criticism of this is that they didn't have the proper setup for it, and I do not think that going for the Baron is the right call. What they have over here is a big composition. So what they actually want to do is establish vision control around here, make Kuala Lumpur Hunters feel pressured to enter this kill zones of fog in their own jungle, and then use Trash, let a hook, fold it up with the rest of the team, and if anything happens, a top can always be there with the Fate's Call to disengage away from their opponents in this case, because Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they don't have very big engagement tools other than the Maokai in this case, going for flash to the advance, and if they keep track of the summoner spell, they will know when that is available and how to play around it accordingly. So Garbage Gaming, this is the wrong call, going for the Baron over here, and they pay for it. I mean, they do get the Baron in the end, but this is not even all 5 members. Jaeyoung is still pushing all the way at the other side, and Kuala Lumpur Hunters just comes in, and they get it. Now, this is another thing why I felt so frustrated watching this, because they could have gone for so many things over here. Even if they've taken this damage, just go get a hook on the Zoraki and pick him off. In fact, they do that later, but it feels like Garbage Gaming are not communicating properly as to what is their approach towards the Baron going to be. And now we see them just dropping 1 for 3 over here. Jaeyoung finally joins the fight. 3 members drop at the side of Garbage Gaming, only 1 for Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and suddenly they're back in the game, and their kills on the Azure as well. Vayne doesn't get any kills in this fight, but it is definitely a win for them. Now, this point of time, there's a transition strategy from the Garbage Gaming squad. So they decide to go for a 1-3-1 or 1-4 split push, which I felt was, once again, another big decision mistake over here. So you see the Twister Fate in the bottom lane over here, the Hackroom heading up to the top side, and 3 members over here, finding multiple members of the Kuala Lumpur Hunters. First of all, once again, vision prerequisites. This time I felt it was much more decent. They have a line of vision over here in the opponent's half of the map, which gives them a very good idea of what's going to be happening, but they still end up losing the Hackroom because he just walks into this area, and because they didn't have this brush water, he finds Jeong and he gets condemned into the wall. The observer didn't really catch that, but this is where it starts to fall apart. So what they should be doing over here is that they need to identify that the South Kuala Lumpur Hunters disengage, disengage, disengage. Only when flash, then you have a pseudo engage in the form of flash to the advance. They should identify this and then just simply group as 5, poke at them. They have so much good range over here. They have the spear coming from Callista. They have to face wall cards as well. And if anything happens, if they do decide to engage onto them, they're going up against the Sejuani ultimate, they're going up against the Hackroom ultimate, they're going up against the box as well as Fate's Call to get the trash out of trouble if he goes into the front and just drops the box to help his team slowly kite backwards. So Kuala Lumpur Hunters, this is actually a very tough for them to deal with these team composition if they want to engage onto them. So they can actually just slowly siege over here, especially because they had the Baron buff at this point of time, but they decided to go for this very awkward split push. They lose multiple members, and then after that they get caught in the mid lane as well. And this was this entire time he's just split pushing the bottom lane, and they didn't coordinate it properly enough because they're over here. Twisted Fate tries to split push the lane, and then now he can't really commit to this because he can reach the tower in time. Neither can he reach this far in time, and they just lose multiple members over here. So let's just watch them die for now, and there we go. And kills over to Jeong in this case, which is where Garbage Gaming, the things really starts to snowball out of control over here. Now let's look at the next point of time. This is the next Baron fight. Okay, I skipped a little bit too far forward. Oh wait, whoops, this is a little bit too far. Yep, and they're starting it up once again, and this is what I mean. They land the hook on the Zoraraki. Look at this, they land the hook on Zoraraki. This is available for them. He can charge over, get over, kill the Azir, and then after they can just turn on it. Don't care about the Baron, kill the members of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, and then decide what they want to do after that. But they continue to control the Baron instead, go after the Baron, and they're just taking so much damage over here. 1, 2, 3 auto attacks, and straight away the trash is gone. Now this is just very poor communication. I mean, they're making these decision-making errors. Once again, the cell not really there for them either, not denying the vision out properly. I mean, in this case, yes, they did deny the vision, but it was rather obvious what they were doing in this case. And the Gragas comes in and he steals it because they weren't able to coordinate who is going to be disrupting the Azir, who is going to be disrupting the Gragas, and who is going to be finishing off the Baron. It's just going in and saying, I hope I get the Baron, and clearly they didn't. Now, the next time I've written down over here, let me try to find it. So at this point of time, you do realize that it's past 30 minutes already, and at this point of time, this is where Kuala Lumpur Hunters, their composition really starts to come online. The scaling of Vayne is relevant. The Azir is relevant once again, and once again, just look at this. They're going for this 1-3-1 again. I mean, I keep criticizing this, but they keep repeatedly going for this tactic, and they're just losing members one by one. So Sejuani in the top lane, you see the Hackroom split pushing down to the bottom side, and then you're gonna see the Hackroom get picked off later on as well. So as much as they can converge on split pushing members of Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they have to be careful about what they are trying to achieve as well. Yes, your backup is faster in this case, but split pushing is not your overall idea over here. So in the end, they aren't able to make any meaningful impact. And here, let me rewind this a little bit. Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they get multiple kills, they just move over and they start the Baron. Garbage Gaming tries to contest this, but because Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they're already on position, they're just able to have the zoning presence of the Gragas, Azir, as well as the Morgana, and this is just so difficult for Garbage Gaming to breach, and they all just drop repeatedly, especially because at this point of time, Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they are all online already, and they just get multiple kills, and after this is just a simple push towards the end of the game, and that will be it. So in review, this is Garbage Gaming versus Kuala Lumpur Hunters. The rest of the series isn't really worth watching, but this is a very good study as to how can you improve as a team and how can you learn from Garbage Gaming's mistakes in this case. Like, I like the team composition over here. So Kuala Lumpur Hunters, they didn't have enough hard to engage, whereas Garbage Gaming, they had the right tools to pick apart Kuala Lumpur Hunters as we saw them get 6,000 gold hit early on. But in the end, is their indecision and their movement towards the 1-3-1 and not knowing how to sell for the Baron, which ended up setting them up for failure. And with that, that's the end of this.